Hey guys, what is up? Chris here with Cohesive Friendship Unit. Just me today. There has been some pretty big news coming out of Sony lately. Specifically, September 24th, there will be a 20-minute state of play, and we're going to be seeing definitely The Last of Us Part 2 and, probably some other stuff. And this is kind of the pre-show for that. Predictions, thoughts, ideas. But before we get into it, there will be a Steam code in the description. Guys, every video we do through September, in the description, there will be a Steam code, first come, first serve. This is because you guys helped us hit 1,000 subs. Thank you guys for all of your support. And I think this might be the state of play to kind of make them like a big deal, like Nintendo Direct worthy. Put them on kind of a similar platform, and that's largely because they've come outright saying The Last of Us Part 2 will be here. And if that's the kind of thing that they're willing to highlight in these states of play, that's what it's going to get. That's what's going to make this essentially become a Nintendo Direct in the long run. And it seems like they're revamping the visuals, and it should be nice to see. Speaking of The Last of Us, we are confirmed 100% going to see it. There is a press event happening kind of the same time. So I anticipate we're going to be getting a release date, and we are going to be seeing some kind of another gameplay highlight along with that release date. And I think that gameplay highlight then a few days later, 2 days later to be precise, is like the outbreak day in the lore of the game. So I think that's when kind of the embargo date is going to be lifted on the media event that we're not able to see. And people, the press who have played the game, are going to be kind of releasing their thoughts and impressions on the game, giving their previews with the time that they had. So basically, I think we're going to see like a short demo, which the press is going to be playing on the same day. So we're going to see that demo, and then 2 days later, we're going to get like the press's reactions on the demo. And all of this is going to be bundled in with the release date of the game, hopefully sooner than later. Hoping for an early 2020. Let me know down below what you guys think the release date for The Last of Us will be. I'm leaning on February. I think that like, not leak, but leak, where the actress kind of slipped and started to say February. I'm going to kind of go with that. And before we get The Last of Us Part 2, almost definitely, we will be getting Death Stranding. It will be released on November 8th, which leaves us with a little over a month, maybe closer to a month and a half before we actually get to play this game. However, we just got an hour-long demo at the Tokyo Game Show, along with a new briefing trailer, so it's kind of hard to say how much we are going to see. I think we're going to see a launch trailer at this state of play. I think it's going to be kind of the last marketing push for this game. They're going to put together one last trailer, kind of, maybe not 7 minutes long like the release date trailer, but in a similar vein, like a really sick, well-cut trailer, short to the point, that they're going to use as like the last marketing push for the game. And I don't think we really need to see any more than that. Also, this is just a 20-minute state of play. So if we see like 7 minutes of The Last of Us and then like 3 minutes of Death Stranding, we're already halfway through the presentation. And even that is kind of, that's short. Like, that's short for The Last of Us and kind of short for a Death Stranding trailer, if we're going to be honest. So that's kind of what I think is going to happen. I'm thinking like the second Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. Basically a nice launch trailer. And then we'll be playing that game anyway, so. What about Ghosts of Tsushima, though? That's something we actually don't really know a lot about at this point. I would tend to think, because I would think we're getting Death Stranding, we know we're getting Last of Us Part 2, and Ghosts of Tsushima is really the last big release that Sony has for the PS4. I think, because we're already getting two of the games, definitely one, that they're going to hold their cards to their chest on this one. We don't need a state of play with all three of these juggernauts. I think maybe no release date. Let's get through the fall. Let's get Death Stranding out the door. Let's get the Last of Us hype train ramped up to the absolute maximum and hold off on Ghosts. Maybe Ghost shows up early next year. Maybe not. And another reason why I really think we would see Death Stranding over Ghosts of Tsushima is this is almost definitely the last state of play before Death Stranding comes out. The last state of play was shortly before E3, so that's like once a quarter roughly is what we're looking at here. So based on that, Death Stranding will come out before the next state of play. So this is kind of their last chance to show it in official capacity. Whereas Ghosts almost definitely has at least one state of play between now and when that game comes out, especially because we don't even know when the game comes out. It'll probably be revealed at a state of play. So I don't think it'll be there, and even if it is there, I don't think we're going to see a release date for it. And next is kind of like the nebulous, right? This is kind of like open to interpretation and predictions, and it's kind of like a dull time because we know the three big games are Last of Us, Death Stranding, and Ghost of Tsushima left on the generation. And after that, it's kind of like, So we might see some third-party games. I don't think we're going to see any third-party announcements. They might show maybe the Star Wars game that's coming out shortly or something. But I do think, really, if we're going to see more first-party games, we need news on next-gen, and I do not think that this is going to be the presentation for next-gen. Sony has come out and said there will be no news on next-gen. I don't think they're faking us out. I think there would be a rather large press event. I don't think it would be an all-digital state of play that would show next-gen, and it's so close to the holiday season that I think Sony does not want to have people thinking that they should not be buying software and hardware for something that will be effectively obsolete in a year. I think that is not the message that they want to push. They don't want to say, hey guys, holiday 2020, a year from now, we're going to have the sick PS5, so buy it then. No, they're going to say PS4 is doing spectacular. We have all these sick games coming out on PS4. Buy PS4s at a quality holiday price and buy all these nice, awesome software generation defining titles with your budget PS4 bundles for the holidays. So I do not think we're going to see next gen, and Sony's basically confirmed that, and I believe them 100%. So what about PSVR? Right now, Iron Man is really the only game that we have kind of in the docket. Other than that, the only thing I have to say about PSVR is the Oculus Quest is doing really well, and basically getting games onto the Oculus Quest means downgrading your graphics fidelity. You have to downgrade your game to get things onto the Quest, usually from a PC VR experience. So maybe some games that have been downgraded to get onto the Quest, we might see like a port show up. That would be nice. But I don't really know of any super crazy VR titles that we are anticipating at the moment. So that might honestly be a surprise announcement also, besides Iron Man. And the only other thing I can really think of would be the Blue Point remake. I'm going to say it's a remake because they usually do remakes. Blue Point, the last project they worked on was Shadow of the Colossus, and at this point that game has come out a decent time ago. They're known for doing really high quality remakes, and so hopefully we see something new out of them. Again, I think we're just so close to the launch of the PS5 that Sony's just going to keep their cards to their chest, and that's kind of a bummer. And that's probably why this is 20 minutes, which is fairly short. But once we get through the holiday season, I bet things will start ramping up. So I'm not sure we'll see Blue Point, and we're definitely not going to see Spider-Man 2, in my opinion. Even though the Insomniac deal just happened, now's not the time. It would be like the perfect way to break out the PS5 and say, we got a Blue Point remake, we got Spider-Man 2, and these are like killer titles, reasons to buy a PS5. We are not there yet, unfortunately, but keeping things more close, we got Death Stranding and we got The Last of Us, in my opinion, and I think those two are huge reasons to tune into the State of Play. We are probably, almost definitely going to be doing a video like shortly after, hours after it comes out. Be a good reason to be subscribed. We would super much appreciate your support. I mean, it depends what they show. It might just be on The Last of Us, might just be on something else. But yeah, that is all for me. Let me know what you guys think about this State of Play. Do you think it's maybe starting to make PlayStation State of Plays a little bit more relevant with like these big titles. That's all for me. Catch you next time.